Into race 2. Tony Cairoli with a foxhole shot last time around. Gate drops now. Cairoli in the middle again, and it's Geiser runs Cairoli wide. Takes the foxhole shot away, and we've got a rider down at the back. But what an aggressive move there from, and where is Cairoli? Has Cairoli got, no, there he is in 4th. Definitely got beat up in the first couple of corners, didn't he, by both the Team HRC boys. But it's Geiser who leads, the fans there, delirious already. BOBRYSHEV second. Hurlings, where did that start come from? Will he make the most of this opportunity now? Jeffrey Hurlings, 1 week before he goes home, 2 Valkenswaard in the sand. He's got the 2 Hondas behind him, and he's got his ahead of him, and he's got his teammate, Koldenhoff, behind him. There's DeSalle in 5th place. Where is Cairoli? Did have a problem. Yeah, it was not his. It wasn't Cairoli in 4th. So obviously Cairoli getting parked in turn 2. He has got a lot of work to do. There he is over in the far corner. Turn 10 round the outside. Wow, drama here then. I saw the flash of yellow off the back of the helmet of Koldenhoff and thought that was Cairoli. Thought he was okay as we were trying to keep an eye on everything else that was going on in the first 2 or 3 corners. So Cairoli then has a mountain to climb here if he is to stand on the top step of the podium. Jeffrey Hurlings, the #1 Red Bull KTM rider, as they charge downhill. There's DeSalle and Paulin just behind him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for DeSalle. The green Kawasaki any moment. Where is Cairoli? He was showing 18th as he went through over the line. He's already made a couple of positions. BOBRYSHEV takes a look over his shoulder, sees the 84 of Jeffrey Hurlings down there. 1 or 2 spots of rain on the lens. Weren't expecting any rain today. Right, Cairoli, this is what happened to him at turn 1 a moment ago. We'll have that for you in a moment. Here we go. Yeah, he got parked. Oh, drama for him. Simpson in there, and Rui Gonçalves and Tano Leoc as well. Cairoli over the line in 15th. The guy is on a mission, and so are those fans in the background, the Slovenian fans. They just want to see Geiser pick up the overall here and do it with a race win and further extend his lead at the top of MXGP. I wonder if he made some changes to the bike. Went and saw the team afterwards during the break, and they just said it just wasn't fast enough. There's no mention of him having his rhythm broken or anything like that. It was just wasn't fast enough when it mattered. Jeffrey Hurlings, give him a couple of laps to get himself sorted, see if he can go with these guys. But it's one thing the neutral fan doesn't want to see is someone like Tim Geiser getting a great start on that HRC Honda and just disappearing at the head of the field. But, of course, he's going for a championship. He won't mind one bit. The Slovenian fans won't mind a bit. And his loyal supporters all over the world, not just those that have travelled down from Slovenia to get here, just over the border. Hurlings has won 3 times here in the past in MX2. Haven't seen him in at the sharp end since he made a decent start in the first race in Indonesia. But then he dropped backwards quite quickly to the number 84, Jeffrey Hurlings. Eventually came home 17th after getting stuck. His best result has been a 7th in race 2 in Argentina. Oh, Tonus charging down the inside of Nagel. Muscles his way through on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. The tiny terror. Nagel hits a massive braking bump at the end of pit lane. Took a look across at Tonus, thought, no, you're not coming through there, my son. Had other ideas, retaliated straight away after getting nudged wide at the bottom of the hill. So Tonus in 8th place then. Give you a quick recap, and Tonus does park the Yamaha down the inside of the Husqvarna. Geiser leads, BOBRYSHEV 2nd, Hurlings in 3rd, Koldenhoff 4th, DeSalle 5, Paulin in 6th place, 7th for Nagel. Tonus now 7th, Nagel 8th, 9th for Van Horebeke, 10th Lupino, Boutron 11th, Strybos, Valentin on the Carglass Honda, Cairoli 13, Growlers 14, Jessiconis, Simpson up to 16, Leop 17, Dupre and Lucas Ambert and Clement Gertjer in the points in 20th place. Fevre in 32nd, Nichols down in 36th, just picking out guys randomly here. Looking assured in the early stages of MXGP race 2. 2:43, Tim Geiser. That Honda definitely tracking well around here. BOBRYSHEV, his teammate right there behind him. He came home 7th after starting 7th in race 1 in what was a pretty static affair in the end. Top of the hill, Cairoli, here he is. Turn 14, dropping down into the sweeping right-hander that takes the guys up over the Tag Heuer jump and into the rhythm section. He's got Jose Boutron on the Marchetti Racing Team KTM, number 17, just ahead of him as he charges through that rhythm section. Not thinking about the podium at this stage of the race. Tony Cairoli just trying to pick up as many points as possible. Got beat to the line by Tim Geiser. It was Geiser who forced the issue. No sentiment there. No thoughts of an 8-time world champ and no respect as he was pushed all the way out wide by the HRC rider. And all it's done is put Cairoli on the back foot because he went wide. He had to correct. He got held up in turn 2 as he got snarled in a bit of a embouteillage, as they say in France. Bit of a traffic jam. Sorry, that's a bit of fog, isn't it? Right, Dessau going through. There is Coldenhoff. So Coldenhoff now in 5th, Dessau up to 4th, Hurling still 3rd. There's the 89 of Van Horbeek in 9th place. Gauthier Paulin, 21. Whoa, almost into the rear wheel of Coldenhoff. Coldenhoff not looking too confident on the hard, slick ground here. 17th in the opening race for the Dutchman. Tonus was fast in race 1. He's currently 7th at the moment. Can he find his way past Paulin? Get himself further up the leaderboard. He's 3rd overall at the moment, tied on points with BOBRYSHEV, both on 36. So he knows it's a great opportunity to get himself on the podium here at round 5. Got Nagel behind him on the second of the Rockstar Energy Huskies. There's the first one, number 21, Gauthier Paulin. Track difficult, it's hard, it's slick, loose. Looks like there's perfect traction coming out of turns 1 and 2 there. Then you start getting up over onto this side of the circuit, out of turn 4, turn 5 in a moment. Start to see the polished lines. And through here, look how the bikes are just leaving light patches on the track. They're almost speedway style through those turns for the riders like Tonus. But the 2 HRC Hondas, Geiser and BOBRYSHEV, line astern, just like they have been on a couple of occasions this year. Geiser took a race win to his teammate 2nd in the second moto in Argentina. They did it again in Mexico. Paulin now starting to get impatient behind the 259 of Glenn Coldenhoff. Meanwhile, Cairoli up to 12th after getting stuck in turn 2. Geiser leads by about 2 seconds over his teammate, Evgeny BOBRYSHEV, with Hurlings miraculously in 3rd. But it's amazing what a good start can do for confidence and morale. He's been able to stay there for the opening 4 laps. We're now on lap 5. There is Hurlings. He's got Clement Dessau breathing down his neck in 4th place. Coldenhoff here on the orange KTM is in 5th. Paulin 6th, Tonus 7, Nagel 8, Van Horbeek 9, Strybos up to 10 on that Suzuki World MXGP machine. Cairoli goes with him in 11th. Lupino down to 12th. Oh, great drive there from the Husqvarna rider. Can't do anything about it though. Coldenhoff stays there in 5th. Cairoli, well, chances of a podium here starting to fall by the wayside. He is 4th at the moment on 35. He can still make it, but he's going to lose more points to championship rival and current series leader, 243, Tim Geiser. He gained 5 on him in the first moto. And he's going to lose out here. Still plenty of time to go. 20 minutes plus 2, of course. Nothing is impossible. Cairoli, there he is, 22-22. Over the Monster Energy jump in the background. He's got Strybos just ahead of him on that yellow Suzuki World MXGP. Will he go to the outside? There's Lupino. So he's already found his way past Lupino and Boutron in the last couple of laps. Gets good drive, stays nice and low. No reply there from the 22 of Strybos. An easy picking in the end for the 8-time world champ. It's having to rush here as he seeks more points. That'll be one more point in the bag. That'll get him on the same points as Tonas. So Tonas in danger of being pushed off the podium here. He will edge it if everything stays where it is at the moment because of a better result over Cairoli in race 2. But the Italian fans urging on the 222, who looks up to see exactly where the rest of the guys are, that he needs to close down and pass. The first guy on his radar is going to be Jeremy Van Horebeek in 9th. And then he'll see as he gets down pit straight, Nagel just there ahead of him, and then Tonas. But Geiser out on his own, turn 5 at the moment here. Ooh, BOBRYSHEV was a little bit untidy as he crested the hill in pursuit of his teammate. It'll be the 3rd time that these guys come home 1-2 if it stays like this. Right, so that's those two. Hurling's 3rd. BOBRYSHEV sets the fastest first sector of the race. There's Hurling's right the way down there. That'll do his confidence no end of good, won't it? DeSalle going through in 4th. There's the orange KTM of Koldenhoff. Then the white Husqvarna of Paulin. He's in 6th. Tonas number 4 in 7th. Nagel 8, Van Horebeek 9. Cairoli closing in 10 in the background. He's got this whole group of riders here. He'll be hoping actually that his teammate Koldenhoff can just hold these guys up just that little bit longer, just to enable him to get on the back of this group and start pushing for more points. Slight mistake there for Nagel, it looked like, in that bottom left-hand turn. Paulin has lost that impetus to go forward here. Looked like he was going to catch Koldenhoff and go past him, but the Dutchman has made it very difficult for the number 21 Frenchman. Nice and smooth. Tim Geiser, saw that from him last year in the 2nd race before he threw it away in this next left-hander. Front end got too high at the bank, the back end caught on edge and threw him down, if you recall. Ended up coming home in 4th in that one. Right, Paulin looking to make his move here. Oh! How did those two not touch? Boom, down the inside though. Makes it happen. Paulin all of a sudden gets himself into 5th place, but Koldenhoff tries an audacious move around the outside. Doesn't come to anything though. Right, Cairoli, has he found his way past Van Horebeek? He has. Gets himself into 9th. Fans are loving it. They're not, to the left. They're Slovenians. They're Geiser supporters. Right, the 222 and the 12. Nagel has got Cairoli bearing down on him. 7 laps in. BOBRYSHEV again sets the fastest first sector. Cairoli sets the fastest second sector. Cairoli is going to be 2nd overall at the moment, even better than BOBRYSHEV, because BOBRYSHEV is now on the podium in 3rd, same points as Tonas. So Geiser 45, Cairoli 37, BOBRYSHEV 36, Tonas 36, DeSalle 34, Paulin on 34. How is this one going to finish? He's got a neat line through here as Cairoli. Putting everything on the line here. He knows how vital those championship points are. Tonas heading up the hill in the opposite direction. Still there in 7th, just ahead of the white Husqvarna here of Nagel. Cairoli needs to be absolutely perfect from here for the rest of the 16 minutes plus 2 laps. Was that a slight mistake from Koldenhoff? It was. And Tonas goes through. So bottom of the hill, Koldenhoff then losing out to Tonas, who gets himself into 6th place. That'll give him a couple of points back as well. For a point back, actually. Cairoli is right where he needs to be to force the issue now, though. How far is he behind? Geiser, actually. We'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on his lap times as well, coming through the field in traffic. Right, we've got Geiser, 1:44.975. BOBRYSHEV, his fastest lap of the race, 44.679. Hurlings has Cairoli, not quite through there. Hurlings the 1:45.9, DeSalle 1:45.9, Paulin 1:45.8. Cairoli 1:45.4. He is 16 seconds down, 17 seconds down on Geiser. Wow, nice line there. Improvisation, if you don't mind. This has been a hard race for Cairoli, whichever way you look at it. Everyone I spoke to in the break saying it's one line, it's difficult to pass. Well, some riders were able to pass. First race was very, very static. Cairoli out on his own at the head of the field. The only pass into the top few places was Tonus's pass on Geiser. Paulin stayed 4th, DeSalle stayed 5th, Van Orbik 6th, BOBRYSHEV stayed 7th. Febre made a pass on Rui Gonçalves early on in race 1 to go 8th. Strybos just made a pass to go 9th, but Cairoli down the inside of Nagel forces the German wide. Cairoli coming from 22nd on the opening lap. He is now up into 8th place. Fans are going absolutely bonkers for Cairoli as he goes after Koldenhoff, his teammate. Wonder if he'll yield here. Doesn't have to, but Cairoli buries himself off the bank. Wow, talk about wanting it. He is just hitting everything out there in the hope that it works. Takes another long look up to see where everybody else doing that same line. Hop on, hop off, over that little braking bump in the corner. He has made light work of everybody here in this second race after getting caught out in turn 2 at the start of the race. Geiser, BOBRYSHEV, Herlings, DeSalle, Paulin, Tonus, Cairoli now 7th. That's him in that bottom corner in the yellow helmet. Next man in his sights is the 4 of Tonus. Tonus back on the podium, incidentally, here. 3rd overall, we've got Geiser on 45, Cairoli 39, Tonus on 37, BOBRYSHEV on 36, DeSalle and Paulin 34. Cairoli finds his way past Tonus. That takes away 2 points away from the Swiss. He's off the podium. Or is it? 30, yeah, he is, because it will be BOBRYSHEV that nicks it. So everything hinging on what Cairoli does here, you would have to say, because nobody else going forward apart from Cairoli in this race. 12.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Geiser riding the perfect race. He ran Cairoli wide as he went after the foxhole shot at turn 1 right at the start of the race. Slammed him into the bank. Cairoli then had to recover, got caught out in turn 2, and since then the 222 has had to play catch up on a massive scale. Van Orbik has found his way past Nagel, gets himself into 9th on lap 10. Cairoli bearing down on the number 4 of Arno Tonus. The Wilvo Yamaha rider will know that Cairoli is there, because these guys will be making all the noise for Cairoli. There's that little improvisation, and then he just buries that bike into the turn. He's so fast around here, staying nice and low, get the wheels down on the ground early, drop it up into turn 5. Tonus might be a slightly more difficult rider to find a way past, though. One of the most technically gifted riders out there, number 4, Arno Tonus. And then he's got another one of those guys ahead of him as well, number 21, Gauthier Paulin. Wow. Could still win the Grand Prix, Cairoli, because Geiser, 3rd in race 1, currently leading. Cairoli was 1st in race 1, currently 7th. If he gets to 3rd, then it's a tie. If he gets to 2nd, he wins it. 11 minutes to go. Wow. How far behind? He's about 8 seconds or so, maybe slightly more, behind BOBRYSHEV. Oh. Cairoli absolutely trying everything in his power to find a way past Arno Tonus. It's taken him a lap so far, not able to do anything about him so far. Regroups, goes again, hits that outside line. Watch this, he tried to get up the inside while we were on a Q break. Buried it in there. Look how he reacted there, Tonus. He knew that Cairoli was there. Right, final turn, over the line, 11 laps complete. Cairoli, 1:45.0, 3/10 slower than Tonus. But look at that, he's got Paulin just 2 bikes ahead of him. Back markers coming into play. It's going to mess up Tonus, and it does. Ooh, Cairoli just buries that bike into the bank at the top of the hill. Will he go middle ruck? Yeah, he does. Fighting for traction at the back end of that Red Bull KTM. Pirelli tyres working overtime around here. You'd imagine they're probably running a Sandcross. Pretty much the perfect tyre in that respect. Is he going to find a way past Tonus through the next double section? He's got a nice low line coming out of this turn here. Paulhan's on it. No, not close enough. Cairoli's halt to the front has been thwarted at the moment by the number 4 of Honor, Tonus. Man down the bottom end of the circuit, couldn't quite see who that was, being assisted by the medical crews there. Cairoli running out of options now with 9 minutes plus 2 to go. The crowd have gone eerily silent in parts of the track. Quick pull of the tear off, still needs to believe, Cairoli. Going to lose 6 points overall in the Grand Prix to Geiser. Geiser will pick up 45. Cairoli will pick up 39 if he stays where he is. And Tonus, well, he's got second wind. Got himself onto the rear wheel of Paulhan, leaving Cairoli at the moment, who's trying to regroup. See the difference there. Triple in, double for Cairoli. Slovenian fans are loving this because their man's out in front, Tim Geiser, to the tune of about 3.5 seconds. BOBRYSHEV still second. Hurling's third, DeSalle fourth, Paulhan 5, Tonus is 6th. Cairoli bearing down on him here, 2:22 in 7th. Van Hooydonk at the bottom of the hill, 8th. Nagel 9, Strybos 10, Koldenhoff 11, Jasikonis, Suzuki Wadamix GP is 12, Lupino 13, Boutron, Simpson, Growlers, Dupre, Leot, Fevre and Guillaume. They're your top 20. Having another charge around the outside, Cairoli. Getting closer this time. Podium as it stands at the moment. Geiser, Cairoli, Tonus, 45, 39, 37 points respectively. It's going to be a toss-up between Tonus and BOBRYSHEV, depending on what happens here with Cairoli. He rehearsed this a lap or so ago. Go in early, get out early, but just stabbed the front end. Lost traction just when he needed it to bite on the hard, slick surface. Tonus doing a great job of weathering the storm. There's Hurlings. He's in third. It's the lead Red Bull KTM rider. Oh, Cairoli is going to turn tight. Tonus knows he's there. He'll run him to the outside. That's exactly what he does. Gets the power down on that Wilbo Yamaha. Cairoli searching now for answers. Wow, great couple of corners there, though, from the 8-time champ. Can't get close enough to orchestrate the move at the top of the hill in turn 5. He won't be able to do anything at the bottom of the hill unless he goes down the inside and outbreaks the Swiss rider. Not going to do that, though. Looks for a different line, goes tight to the inside. Oh, hello, there's a nice line, Tony, and it works as well. Parks Tonus in the corner. Gives him a bit of an acknowledgement. Sorry, mate, but you're holding me up. I need to get on and go after Paulhan. I want more points for my championship. And it all came from turn 7 at the bottom of the hill, Cairoli. A slightly different line, a slightly different way of thinking for him. And it paid off. He got perfect drive coming out of that turn. And I bet he goes and uses it next time around as well. And he'll probably try and use it on Paulhan. Right, watch this. No choice but to run him wide. Kept it clean, no contact. But Tonus had nowhere to go. He loved it down there. Five and a half minutes plus 2 laps to go. There's Romain Fevre. He is in 19th place at the moment for Monster Energy Yamaha. 7 ahead of him is Tanel Leon on the Altaviano Husqvarna. We want to pick up our race. Well, where's the battle? Tonus, Cairoli. Well, here's Cairoli. He's all over the back now. Oh, he's got DeSalle right there as well. 2 more places, possibly, for Cairoli in the offering here. He's got Paulhan right in his wheel tracks. Is he going to get close enough as they drop into turn 7 to orchestrate that same kind of move on Paulhan? Don't think so, not this time around. But he might just use the line anyway, just to save a little bit of time. The shortest route is generally the quickest route through. Keep an eye on that inside rut. There's DeSalle using it, and there's Cairoli going for it as well. He does use it to good effect. Same line, same pass on Paulhan. He slams him to the bank. Wow. Wow. Hard, aggressive riding from Tony Cairoli. We knew that's where he was going to make that pass. It was just a question of whether Paulhan was going to back out of it like Tonas did. The answer was no. Watch this. Paulhan knew he was there, decided to ride the bank himself. Well, yeah, they can't look down at KTM. And even Valentina, she's like, okay, I'll put my shades back on now because I don't want to see any more. But she's got no choice. There's Herlings in 3rd. There's DeSalle 4th. There's Cairoli in 5th place now. He is reducing the deficit in points. 3.5 minutes plus 2 to go. He was 12 seconds down on Geiser at the end of lap 14. We're on lap 15. Geiser about to hit the line any moment now and does so with a 1:45.3. DeSalle there in green on the Monster Energy Kawasaki is in 4th place, just ahead of Tony Cairoli, who hits the line in 5th place. And he is 9.2 seconds down on Geiser. Might be too big to chew, but he could still minimize this deficit massively. It has been a champion's performance here from Tony Cairoli. You don't win 8 titles without performances like this. And you watch DeSalle, he's in the same line in that bottom corner. Cairoli will know that. He won't be able to utilize the move at the top of the hill here, so he's going to have to get thinking outside of the box. Cairoli thinking, right, where can I pass DeSalle now then? Oh, there's Herlings as well. Herlings is just there in 3rd. Oh, everything on the line here. Everything hinging on this race now in the closing stages. 2:22 on the clock as the 2:22 hits the line to drop downhill. DeSalle in 4th place on that Kawasaki in green. Cairoli just behind him on the orange KTM. Back marker looks one way and Cairoli goes the other. Cairoli gets to 3rd. They finish on a tie. Geiser is still 20 points clear at the end of the day in the terms of the championship. Cairoli needs points here. Looking to regroup all of a sudden. At the moment, that gap is 24 points. So Geiser gaining 4 on Cairoli. But 1:35, I wonder how long, 1:46, I'm just trying to work out here what the time was when Geiser went over the line. He is 7.5 seconds clear of Cairoli, so going to be tight. A lot depends on Geiser. He won't know whether it's going to be 3 laps from here or 2 laps next time out. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Cairoli ran the outside, parks DeSalle this time. And he's up in the 4th position. He's got Herlings ahead of him. That'll be for the tie. If he goes past BOBRYSHEV, that is the overall Grand Prix. But BOBRYSHEV, there he is in the corner. Wow. It is game on here, folks. The fans are on their feet. We're on the edge of our seats. Cairoli's got his teammate Herlings right ahead of him. He's in the MX2 garage next door, down there at KTM HQ in the paddock. Cairoli is on point at the moment. He is fully focused. A slight mistake at the bottom of the hill, though, as he tried to get in that inside rut. DeSalle won't want him to get away with it either. He'll think that was a hard move down the inside. It wasn't as hard as Paulhan, so was it? Right, BOBRYSHEV 2nd, the 84 of Herlings 3rd, 2:22. Cairoli is in 4th place. Is he going to pull this one out of the bag? Geiser is 8-7 seconds away. Just keeping an eye on the time as Geiser 3, 2, 1. It's going to be a 2-lap race from here, folks. Geiser over the line now. There's his teammate, Bobryshev. The gap between those two, 4.5 seconds. The gap to Cairoli, 6.5 seconds. A 46.0 and a 44.9 for Geiser and Cairoli, respectively. He could still take second here. I know there's a race happening elsewhere. Geiser, Bobryshev, Hernings, Cairoli. There you top four. De Sal is fifth. Paulin sixth. Tonis, Van Hoorbeek, Nagel, Strybos. Watch Cairoli. Oh, he daren't park his teammate at the top of the hill here, would he? He would. Gets good drive around the outside. And he does. He launches the attack up the inside. Hernings gets parked. Cairoli goes through into third. The fans are on their feet all over the place. He has not even blinked. He's not looked back once, Cairoli. He's just had one thing on his mind, and that is try and get to the front as quickly as possible. He is tied on points now with Tim Geiser, who leads the race by 5 seconds over his teammate Bobryshev, who's just here in front of Cairoli in this next left-hander. Who said you can't pass around Trentino, folks? Not Cairoli. It is frantic out here. Just over a lap to go. Honda, HRC have had a 1-2 on 2 occasions so far this year. Patagonia and Leon in Mexico. They're trying to do it here desperately with Geiser and Bobryshev again, first and second in the race. Cairoli has put everything into this race. He has worn his heart on his sleeve. He's got a back marker. Clement Gercha just ahead of him, but Cairoli will go wide, get the power down, blast past him on that Husqvarna as he goes in pursuit. He's got 1 lap. And 1 lap to win this Grand Prix, and it all hinges on a pass on Bobryshev. And we all know where it's going to happen, don't we, folks? Top of the hill, coming out of that corner in the right-hander there. The fans are on their feet. Geiser can't do any more than he's doing. Wow, what a finale. Oh, look at that. Oh, slightly overran there. Here comes the final pass. He goes wide to the outside. Oh, he messes up. He might pull it back here. He's going to jump to the inside no matter what happens. Cairoli gets second. That's going to be good enough for the Grand Prix. He just needs to keep it there. And even Joel Smets on the side of the track there. He's fist pumping as Cairoli goes through. What an epic duel. What a race. And there's Geiser. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, there'll be some team managers there saying to their riders afterwards, do not even think about telling us you could not pass around Trentino. When they all go back and watch this guy's performance later on in their motorhomes, they will be like, yeah, we got outrode, outsmarted by the old guy in the class, the 8-time champ who is hungry for more. The Italian national anthem is going to play out around Trentino. Once more, it's going to be 3 victories around here for Tony Cairoli. Talk about doing it the hard way. He saved it to the final half a lap of the race. He had 1 place on the track where he could pick off riders at will. He was firm, it was fair, it was aggressive. Geiser's going to win the race. He's not going to win the overall. He pushed Cairoli wide at turn 1. And he knows as well he's not won the Grand Prix. Cairoli, how big is that victory for Cairoli? Fair play, son. I'm even going to give you a round of applause from my commentary booth. That was an epic performance from Cairoli. And listen to the atmosphere out here. Wow. Roost the Hondas, why don't you? As you head down to the podium. Watch this. First of all, it was Tonis. Boom, ran him wide, kept it clean. Not so clean on Paulin, though. A lap later, because Paulin tried to keep it there, slammed him into the bank. Even the guys at KTM didn't want to watch that one afterwards. Then it was De Sal, who tried to cut back and almost tagged rubber on rubber, but stayed up. Then it was Hurlings, his teammate, and then Bobryshev. And that was for the overall win. And that's what it means to those guys down there. And that means that Cairoli pulls 2 points on Geiser in the overall Grand Prix this weekend. That gap now down to 18 points as we head to Valkenswaard. Wow, let's hear what Cairoli has to say. That was a big win for the 222. Quick congratulations there from Pit Byra. You deserve it, son, you deserve it. Here we go, let's try again, Lisa. Go for it when you're ready.
Tony Cairoli, your third overall victory here in Trentino, and you did that in style. Congratulations.
Yeah, you know, I get pushed almost off the track from team in the first corner, so I didn't really appreciate that, but you know, it's racing. So I put myself in again, and I crashed also in the second corner. So I put myself in, like I say, you know, and I had to win this GP, and I made some passes, some good speed, and I'm really happy. Thanks to all the fans for pushing me through the moto, so I'm happy.
That was brilliant to watch. Thanks, Tony.
That must rank as one of Cairoli's finest Grand Prix victories. The Geiser fans loved it. They all embarked down on the podium. They want to hear the Italian national anthem, but what a performance from Cairoli. Absolutely sensational. Wow. Talk about wanting it. That was a massive statement from Tony Cairoli here today. Round 5. There is still life in the old dog yet. You better believe it. And we're going to Valkenswaard in 1 week's time, and he is going to be pumped for that, no doubt about it. This guy is like a wine. He's getting better and better with age. That was vintage Cairoli, classic Cairoli. He is back to his old self. DJ having a few problems there. Get my breath back. Here's the result of race 2. Geiser, Cairoli, BOBRYSHEV, your top 3. Herlings, De Salle, Paul Antonis. And the Jerryman van Voorbeek, down there in 8th, picking up 13 points. Max Nagel, 9th. Koldenhoff, Jessiconis, Boutron, Lupino, Simpson, Dupre, Growlers. With Roman Fevre, Tano Leot, Gio, and Gonçalves rounding out the top 20. Cairoli came from 22nd on the opening lap.